next one then. Let's go with the saloon, the high spec saloon. And I've gone with a car that I know that you really like. And it's one that I've avoided speaking to you about for a while now, just because I knew you'd choose it otherwise.
Yeah.
But it's the e-tron GT RS by Audi. Now, this thing's not cheap. It's £130,000. Which is significant, I realised, but they do have the non-RS equivalent for around 70,000, which is, I suppose, a little bit more palatable if that's within your price range. But for that, you get 650 brake horsepower. You get a 0 to 62 in 2.7 seconds, which is just crazy fast. And a limited 155 mile an hour top speed. Now, that comes from a 93 kilowatt hour battery, giving 249 miles of range. But I suppose that sort of power, you can somewhat understand why. But what's interesting is that they've got the 350 kilowatt charge ready now. So if you can find a charge point that will accept 350 kilowatts, then it'll do 0 to 80% in 20 minutes.
Yeah, because that's got the same battery in as the Taycan, hasn't it? It's got an 800 volt.
That's exactly the one.
Battery pack.
Yeah. Well, it's built on the J1 platform, which, I won't say too much about it now, but I think we should do a couple of teardowns on modular platforms because it seems that everyone is doing that right now. And I'd like to understand a bit more about it and what it's all about. So keep an eye on that one, guys, because that will be coming out soon. So the thing that I really, really liked about this car, and it's the reason I chose it actually, is the style of touchscreens that they've used. So they've got like an embedded touchscreen that sits inside the dash rather than it being on top of the dash, like the Mercedes-Benz are now, and I think the ID.3s are the same as well. They extrude out of the dash, but these ones, when you turn the car off, it just looks like a piano black styled dashboard.
Right.
So it just looks like a shiny surfaced piano black, beautiful dashboard. And you couldn't tell the difference. You wouldn't know that it was a touchscreen until you turn it on, and then it becomes, it lights up and you get this touchscreen out of it. So I really, really like that. Finally then, the air vent rating on a scale of 0 to NIO. This one gets 5, which is actually less than the Citroen.
Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. You're paying another £100,000 for one less on the NIO scale, which still probably doesn't make sense, really. But tough. That's where it is. Make some better air vents now. Come on, pull it together, guys. You've got the money. Go on then. Your one.
So I think that was a low ball move by you, Christian, because you know how much I love that car. And it was I think it's probably my favourite electric car that I've seen up to now. So nice one for that one.
No problem. Who's going to win this?
So I went for and I know it's not going to be a popular pick with you, but I went for the Tesla Model S Plaid.
Okay. I can see why.
Horsepower is 1100 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. Range is 520 miles with a top speed of 200 miles an hour. A charge time of 80% in 30 to 35 minutes, and a max charge of 150 kilowatts on their superchargers. The interior is nothing to shout home about, to be honest. Tesla, I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of the Tesla interior. Obviously, people like the huge screen and everything else, but I do like the cool Tesla features and the gimmicky stuff that they do with the games on it, and the ability to use the steering wheel and the web browsing, Netflix, and everything like that. So I think they've done a really good job there. I mean, the Plaid is just ridiculous. The power, the 0 to 60, the range. Now, I know I couldn't find anything about the battery size, but I know that it's using their new battery technology, and it'll be the first car to use it. So there's not much on it at the moment, but Elon has said that it will be 520 miles of range or around that mark.
Wow.
which is crazy for the performance of that car as well. So the price tag on that is 131,000. So it's very similar to the Audi. And the air vent rating, actually, I won't give the air vent rating yet because I've got a couple of extras that obviously Tesla drop in. So the self-driving will probably be on that. Now, there's nothing on it at the moment because obviously it's not on the Tesla website. But I imagine the self-driving will be close to some stage of coming out of beta if they're planning on doing it in 2022. The Tesla app is really cool. They do a 4-year warranty.
Does that include the battery for 4 years?
So the battery is 8 years.
Oh, wow.
So they've said the battery, if it depletes under 70%, so if it depreciates under 70%, then you're covered on the warranty.
And that's 70% state of health.
Exactly. Yeah. So and so the air vents rating from 0 to NIO, I gave it a 3.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's actually lower than the Kia.
That is lower than the Kia. Good Lord. And only another £100,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I give it a 3.
Yeah, you know what? One of the observations I would make about the Tesla is that the interior is now starting to look a little dated, and it needs a total revamp, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they've got the digital display, they've got the big screen. That's about it. I mean, if you look at NIO's looks really good, really clean. The vents obviously look great, really minimal. But that, I think you're right. I think they do need a bit of a revamp.
Yeah, I think when the Tesla, if you think back to when the Tesla first came out, everyone was raving about the interior because it was just so different to anything, other than McLaren, because McLaren had done that for a while. I think even prior to Tesla, with that sort of center console area. But yeah, other than that, it was groundbreaking. But it just seems that they've stuck with that same look for quite some time now, and they could probably use just a bit of a refresh. Actually, I have no doubt that they're able to. It's just, I suppose, what they're trying to do is keep that brand recognition, aren't they? Because that is the Tesla. But yeah, every now and again, every brand needs a refresh, doesn't it?
They're trying to keep costs down as well, aren't they? That's when you look at what Elon talks about and what he prioritizes. He wants to be able to make Tesla more affordable to a lot of people, whether that comes in the form of a hatchback or whatever he's going to do next. I think he tries to cut costs where he can, and perhaps using cheaper materials and a basic interior is part of that plan. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be something that he's prioritizing at the minute.
No, I think the technology is very much at the top of his priority list, isn't it? And you cannot fault him there. His technology is always right at the top of that, the curve. So yeah, fair play to him. So okay, this is a difficult one, I think. This one's not quite so simple. One, because I think you've cheated. You've used the most established vehicle in their lineup. So I don't think that it's fair to say this is a new arrival for 2021, just because you stick the word Plaid at the end. Secondly, because I think that's actually a supercar, albeit dressed up like a saloon, but not even a saloon, whatever category is. And thirdly, because it's Yankee and we're European. So there. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the Tesla is worthy of coming up again? In fact, no. This is the question, and I already know the answer to this one for both of us, to be fair. But if a Tesla pulled up in a car park, and an Audi e-tron RS GT pulled up in a car park, and a chappie got out of both of them and put his keys on the bonnet and said, "You can choose. Which one do you want?"
It would be the e-tron.
Every day, wouldn't it? All day long.
Yeah, because I just think the performance things in that aspect, it wouldn't matter to me at that point.
No.
Because I would be like, okay, I love the look of this car.
Yeah.
It's new, it's innovative. We've seen the Model S before. I would go for the e-tron. definitely.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry for trumping you on that one.
No,
I know,
no problem.
I know that that is a car that you really like. So, but when I saw it,
You got me there.
I kept going over and over and over and thinking, no, I'm not going to go for that one. And I thought, I really want to go for that one because it needs someone talking about it. And I'm sure there's lots of people talking about it actually. But it was worthwhile holding down a spot on today's podcast, I think.
Yeah. You can take that one.